We are back. This is like old
I
times.
know, right?
A little different, but that's okay because Melody is on the other side of the fence tonight. But good evening, everyone who is watching. We are so glad that we are back. We're glad that you're joining us tonight for our Face It Live show. This will be presented by Fayette County Public Schools and the 16th District PTA. As we grow into an even stronger community, it's very important that our families and our communities engage together and support each other. The Face It platform allows for us to have real talk, build real partnerships, and allow real ways for us to express what we're feeling, exert our energy in positive ways, and be solution-driven in our approach to whatever we are facing in our communities. I am Sharika Smith. I work for Fayette County Public Schools in the Department of Student Support. And our regulars would notice a little something. Melody at this time would usually be introducing herself as a host, but tonight she's one of our featured guests. So we are so excited to have you on the other side of the Zoom.
Feels weird. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It feels super weird that I couldn't say, and I'm Melody Westerfield.
No, you should start this thing off.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, this week's topic, we're going to focus on family and community engagement. And along with Melody, we have another special guest. They're both experts in this topic. So I'm going to give them both a chance to introduce themselves, tell us your name, where you work, and just a little bit about yourself.
So Bilal, I'm going to go first because I miss having to, do the spiel. I miss that. But I'm Melody Westerfield, and I am the Family and Community Engagement Liaison at William Wells Brown Elementary School, the Promise Academy. What do you want to know about me, Sharika? I don't know.
Give us your favorite hobby. What do you like to do?
Basketball. I'm a basketball coach. I coach girls elementary basketball, and I'll say that it is near and dear to my heart. So that's a fun fact about me.
I love it. Well, welcome, Melody. We're so excited that you are our guest on tonight's show. All right, Mr. Bilal.
All right, my name is Bilal El-Amin. I work at Frederick Douglass High School as the Family and Community Engagement Liaison. I'm born and raised in Lexington, Kentucky, graduated from Lafayette High School. I got my bachelor's from Marshall University, and I'm currently getting my master's in HR at Midway University.
Awesome. All right, we'll talk about the work stuff later. Give us something fun about you. What do you like to do?
I'm a family guy, so I just like to spend time with family. I like sports as well, so that's kind of me in a nutshell.
A family guy. Well, that's convenient that you're on the show about family engagement. All right, well, thank you both so much for being here. Now, I do kind of want to get into the nitty-gritty about these positions. These are positions that some people may not have ever heard before. They're positions that might look similar to other positions in the building. So tell us what it even is, what do you do, and how your schools benefit from these positions?
Well, the way I like to describe it is I feel like this position is the bridge between family, community, and the school. So to me, in my opinion, this position advocates on behalf of the families and on behalf of the school, while allowing me to make connections in the community for our families and for our students. So that's the benefit. Community partners, building that community partnership allows me to find resources. And sometimes that looks like even for our teachers, sometimes that's even for our teachers besides our students and our families. So that's kind of what it looks like to me. Bilal may look a little different for you, but for me, that's kind of what I see myself doing.
Yeah, I'm on the high school level. So, we do a lot of mentorship. We co-host a lot of mentorship groups. We also get out in the community and build relationships and partnerships as well. We also try to benefit the whole family. So not only do we try to touch the students, but we try to do things that impact the parents as well. So it's a lot, but it's, I feel like we make a great benefit within the system.
I agree with you. I agree.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. What made you all want to be in this position?
Well, I'm gonna go first. So this position allows me to do a couple of things. Because I have a passion for networking and because my background is social work It allows me to network, find resources, connect with community partners, and really connect resources to families.
Mm.
So it allows me to get outside just the school building, right?
Yeah.
And find the people who actually, some of them want to push in, they want to push into the school.
Mhm.
And so if our families are in need, if our students are in need, I get to network and really figure out where the resources are in the community and in the city. And so it allows me to do social work
Mhm.
and networking. Like those are my love. That's what I love to do. So this is why I wanted, this position was divinely made for me. I feel like.
Yeah, I
Social
totally
work and
agree. I
network.
feel the same exact way of,
Mhm.
you know, you really hold many hats, and it's just all beneficial, you know, from working
Yeah.
for students, working with the teachers,
Mhm.
working with administration, community partners, you know, Miss Westerfield and I, we've been in a relationship between schools. So, I mean, it's creating events, you know, so you get into like event planning and
Mhm.
all type of hats, man. So it's a
Yes.
really cool position, and it's a really impact position. That's one of the reasons why I fell in love with it. Is you know, you get to see the impact that you make on all levels of the community. So it's an awesome
So
place to be.
to piggyback off what he said,
Mhm.
like just for example, one of the things my principal looked at was, you know, some behavior stuff, right? And so she was like, I think that building a basketball league will help with some of those behavior things, you know, have them sign a contract, create the teams, create an in-house league. So he said, plan an events. That's one of the things that I did, was plan a in-house basketball league for my school. And it has, our family engagement has, you know, increased. Students' behavior, all you got to do is say, okay, if you're not straight up, your playing time is gonna go down. Like, they straighten up. And so it's just one of the things that we get to do that no one else has time to do, but we get to do those things and helping and engaging and just, you know, building that capacity. So I just to piggyback off of what he said, he's right. We wear many hats. So
Well, I was going to ask, what was your favorite event that you've done so far? Melody, yours sounds like basketball, but if
it has been the
you have
basketball
something
league.
different. All right, well, we'll take that. What about you, Bilal? What's your favorite event so far?
We did a family night in January, and it was a really good turnout. We had over 50 families come out, and we're also planning a family night coming up on March 23rd. So we're excited about that. We're gonna be inviting all type of community resources in the building. We're expecting a big turnout, so it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Ours is on the 24th, Bilal.
Family night.
Yes.
How do you communicate with your families? What's the best? What do you find is the easiest way to communicate with your families?
We use a lot of Infinite Campus, and then I do a lot of phone calls as well. So, you know, pick up the phone and just personally invite them out.
Yeah, I'm a little different than him because we have elementary, so our parents are connected to our students. You know, high school, the students can kind of come and go. And so they have a little bit more responsibility. He can talk to the high school, but our families are, they're attached to our elementary kids. So I use Dojo. I use that platform that our parents are attached to. I have our front desk person do an email and a text blast. So all our families get that blast. They know what's going on. And then sometimes, most of the time, I'm out there with a flyer in the car line, handing out flyers, telling them, come back to the school. We have this going on, this event coming up. So I'm able to do that because, again, our families are attached to our babies. It's elementary. So you just don't send them home, you know. So it's a little easier for me to do things that way. So that's how I communicate.
Awesome. So I do know that your schools, each of you all have school social workers, you have mental health specialists, you have family, FRISCs, family resource coordinators, and youth service center coordinators. Do you work closely with them, or is there something that's really specific and different, you know, with your roles versus their roles?
I'll start with that one. I work closely with all of those roles. So Frisky is Mr. Allen. So me and Mr. Allen, we co-mentor a lot of groups together. And then one of our social workers is a Mike Stead. So we do a lot of truancy type tag team
Mhm.
efforts back and forth together. And then I also co-mentor a group with our mental health resource, Dr. Rowe. So I work with a lot of all of our professionals within the school to help out within the students and community.
That's awesome.
Same,
So you-
same. I would just throw 21st century
Mhm.
into that mix, just simply because our day is extended. We have that after school program. So I do a lot of community outreach for that program as well. And then we are a community, we are a community school, and we have a community center attached to our building. So
Mhm.
I work real closely with that director too as well. So same as Bilal, but just a couple of extras just because of, our school is unique.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't imagine any of those positions doing, their work alone. So it's good
Yeah.
that you have those people to count on and that they have you to count on as well. That's awesome. All right, I hate to bring it up, but let's talk about this pandemic that we are slowly climbing out of. But you all worked through the pandemic. You worked through
Mhm.
COVID. So I'm curious how you feel the pandemic impacted family engagement at your schools.
When I came on board, I had this plan, this gorgeous plan in my mind that, I had this community center, this family engagement center, computer set up, a lounge for the kids, parents needed to come in and do resume building if they needed to find jobs. I had this whole thing planned out in my head.
Right.
And then the district said, nah, these people ain't coming in your building. These people ain't coming in your building.
Germs.
So I had to pivot. I had to pivot and find different and unique ways. And this is where that community engagement came into place, like finding people, connecting our families to people on the outside of our building and really connected them and finding ways for them to, be transported back and forth to these places. So it looked pretty in my head, but what actually came out, it was not. But it's fine. We all had to pivot, so it was fine.
Right, same here. You definitely had to get creative. I found myself having to tap in more into like technology marketing. So,
Mhm.
Even at times using platforms such as like Facebook and Twitter to get messages out.
Yeah.
So, you just had to get creative and try to get it out as best you could.
Yeah, and
But-
we ended up having we planned our PTA planned and I partner with them as well, but they planned a family kind of mother son, father daughter type of dance, and of course we had to pivot on that, so we did it virtual.
Oh, nice.
Did a virtual dance, and it turned out really well. So we had our DJ pushing and families turned on that. I mean, they had a good time, but this is what it looks like. So like you said, Bilal, we have to get really creative.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's awesome. And I think that shows that even through a pandemic, the work doesn't stop, right?
No, it
Families
doesn't.
still need to be engaged. Families still want to know what their babies are doing. Even
Right.
the older students, and they want their parents to still come out and be a part of the community, be a part of the school. So it's great that
Right.
you all were able to still make that happen, even though we weren't allowed to, be in person or
Right.
do those things. All right. So my next question: what if does every school have a face liaison? And if so, how do I contact my face liaison?
Sure, I don't know how to do that. Let's see.
What's the best way to get in touch with you two? Lee?
So for me, I know. So every school does not have a face. I remember last year talking to a principal about some of the work that I was doing in our school, and he said, "Yeah, how do I get me a you?" And I'm like, "I don't know.
He's trying to
I don't know how you getting me." But I thought that was funny. But how they contact me is, definitely calling my school. I'm available. When I have my business cards, give out my business cards, it has my cell phone number attached to it. But melody.westerfield at Fayette, was it .kyschools.us.
Mhm.
You can email me. You can email me. You can email me about any ideas that you would like to, see at the school. We can work together and try to see how to implement those for our families and our students. So you can email me or you can call the school. My school is 859-381-4990. Yep, I had to get the business card out. So I'm available. I am available.
And same here, you can contact our school, and our front office will link you to me. And my email, excuse me, is bilal.elamine@fayette.kyschools.us as well. And I don't have my business card with me, but you can look it up, Google, just call Frederick Douglass, and they'll definitely link us in contact.
See, that email wasn't easy, was it? That email wasn't easy.
Not at all.
That's a lot of extra stuff. Yes. Well, that's good. I think you all, I already can tell, have amazing ideas, and you have this vision for what you want for your schools and for your families. But it's good to know that if families have ideas or if students have ideas, then they can contact you and say, well, hey, let's try this. Or what about, this event?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have y'all ever had students do that?
Yes, absolutely. We're actually planning a community resource fair in May. And It was actually brought to our attention, Mr. Allen and I at Frederick Douglass, by a student who had expressed interest that they wanted to, get out in the community and make an impact. And just from that student's idea, it's now sparked a 3-school project. Wow. So we're excited about it.
We are. Mm-hmm. What day is that? It's going to be May what?
Proposed date, May 14th.
May 14th. Yeah.
I love it. Well, that's awesome. So you all can, even though Bilal, you're high school and Melody, you're elementary, whether you're a feeder pattern, you can get different school levels involved and do a huge, that's what it sounds like you're planning, right?
We did. He wanted to do the feeder school. So William Wells Brown, LTMS, and Douglass are all partnered at the table. And we even pulled down some district people, like, come on down, come on, help us out in this effort. So he did a good job, and we're just all, we're going to support the cause and provide our families with resources, definitely. And the location will be at William Wells Brown Elementary. So
that's awesome. I might need that information. I may need to stop.
I'll give it to you.
Well, I have another question. Now I'm really just meddling. Do the FACE liaisons ever have a chance to get together on your own, whether it's to plan or just see each other and see what you all are doing, bounce ideas off of each other?
We do come together, I think, quarterly as like a complete FACE team, and, get updates about, professional development. And we just met all together, how many weeks ago? Maybe a few weeks ago. Just kind of, talked about our purpose and, where we see ourselves going. But outside of that, yes, I just connected with Winburn's FACE. And, just kind of invited him over to the school. We did a walkthrough, and then I'll be over at Winburn at some point. Bilal did the same thing to me. He invited me to come to Douglass to sit down at the table and, politic about, what we can do for our children, because we serve the same family. So we do get together and we support one another. We absolutely do.
Yeah, same here. I've contacted many FACE liaisons across the district just to ask them questions and say, hey, man, what's working for you and your families over there, for you, and maybe you have some things that I can implement for my families. I've met with a Lafayette's FACE coordinator. I've had conversations with Bryan Station's FACE coordinator. So yeah, we do have conversation and just reach out and share tactics and resources.
Good. Well, that's awesome.
It has to be like that. It has to be a partnership because we're all serving, it's the same purpose, no matter, where we are, it's the same purpose. So we have to do that.
Well, and our kids and families move, right? Yeah. So if I start at one school with the FACE and then I move to another, that may be who that student is looking for or that parent is looking for. So it's good that you all communicate and plan for that too. Yeah. Well, I have one more question. I promise it's the last one.
With the question.
Don't have me host the show, honey. This is a good one. So for everybody watching now, for those people who will watch later, we like to, of course, end on a positive note. So we want you all to just share words of encouragement for our families, our staff, our students. Give us some knowledge.
You want to go,
Uh,
Bilal? You want me to go
Bilal.
first?
My words of encouragement, I just love on these kids, man. We living in some different times. You know, it's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot going on in our communities. Just love on them, man. They need it. And just love on these babies, man.
Leading with love, huh? Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me think. What am I gonna leave? Partnership.
Mhm.
I don't know who says it. Maybe the governor says it, but it's better together. I don't know. But I believe in partnership. I
Mhm.
believe in us all doing it together. So my encouraging words is, find you someone who's willing to connect you to resources, because we want you to be connected to the necessary resources. That's what I do all day long, is try to figure out, who's in the community that's giving back. And so I believe that your blessing is attached to the way you give back. So, connect with the mentor, connect with someone who can be a resource for you.
Mhm.
Those are my words.
All right. So there's a couple common themes. I hear love and connection.
Connection
Love and connection. All
Yeah,
right.
relationships.
And
and
relationship
relationships, absolutely.
equals engagement.
There
Literally
you go.
and
Literally.
figuratively. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. You all both provided such amazing and important information for our viewers, and our parents and our families. Everybody who's watching, we appreciate you all tuning in for the Face It Live show. We are, of course, always taking suggestions about the show. We need topics that you want to hear and see, resources, families, communities, anything that you have that you just want to send your ideas to our Facebook page, which is at Face It Chats. And you can send us a message via Messenger or put something on that page that we can see that and touch back base with you. So be sure to keep up with that page. Oh, we have a skirt. Okay, there we
Look
go.
at it.
Like how that works. So also check that page for our next show. We will post that on there. Right after this, of course, we will have Enfrentalo with our same different guests, but same topic. So we hope you tune into that as well. All right. As always, we love connecting with you, and we will continue to face it together. See y'all soon.